Hi, my name is El, and I come from a family of elephants. We have walked these lands for centuries. The Mosi Otunya National Park and its wildlife corridors have been home and the route for us since forever. But over the past few years, we have not had it easy. The space for us to walk in the park has shrunk, and our corridor has been blocked by buildings and fences. Confused and disoriented, we have sought other routes and food in nearby communities. Little did we know that venturing into these communities would only lead to more chaos. But we don't blame the people for chasing us. They too must protect their own. And unfortunately, sometimes this leads to our death. The question, however, remains, where must we go if you take our land and block our corridor? Mizu Eco-Care continues to interact with various stakeholders in Livingstone.
Good morning, fellow environmentalists and mindset changers. We're in Livingstone today, and we're talking to Priti Mbaiwa from CATS, which is Conservation and Tourism Society. Welcome to the interview, Priti.
Thank you so much, Mr. Piri, for having me today. I'm excited for this interview.
Most welcome. So, Priti, to get started, could you give us a bit of a background to CATS? When exactly was it established and what work does it do?
Okay. So CATS, the Conservation and Tourism Society, it was established in 2018. So when it was established, our main focus was on community education in conservation. So this is where we were going into schools, trying to educate children on the importance of conservation and also the importance of keeping the environment clean in order to promote environmental sustainability. But ongoing, we came across this problem that is usually faced, probably widely known in Zambia, to say in Livingstone there's human-wildlife conflict, and to be specific, human-elephant conflict. So with doing that, we came up with various projects in order to help mitigate human-elephant conflict. So we are doing many projects that are trying to promote conservation and also tourism of Zambia. So one of the projects that we have under the Conservation and Tourism Society, we have SET. So SET simply means Conservation Elephant Response Team. So this is where we have a professional team that usually go into communities, in order to prevent elephants in going into the communities. So mostly we have this team that is usually on standby 24/7, and we have distributed our emergency line to different communities within Livingstone. So we encourage communities to say, if you see an elephant coming into your garden, or maybe if you see an elephant coming to your home, instead of you chasing it using not so good practices, it's better you call our emergency line, and within 10 to 15 minutes, our team will be right there to mitigate that human-elephant conflict. So they'll protect the humans and they'll also protect the elephants. They'll direct it to where it's supposed to be, and also tell the communities to say, do not get scared, just to make them relax and not to panic. So basically, that's one of the projects that CATS do. Then we also have community conservation education. So we have a set of volunteer teachers that go around in school to educate children on conservation, the importance of coexistence with wildlife, as well as the importance of how wildlife makes Zambia a tourism country. So you find that for these volunteer teachers, We have specific lessons that we have designed as cats, that they go and teach people, teach communities, teach children in schools, as it is the children are the future generations, and they need to know the importance about wildlife conservation. They need to be active participants in protecting the wildlife and also trying to achieve environmental sustainability.
Okay. Thank you for giving us that background. So just to go a little further into the topic, when you look at Livingstone, it's a city, and it's a big city.
Yeah.
Do you as cats have the capacity to cover all the communities in Livingstone? And in connection to that, are you collaborating with other organizations? Do you work with DNPW, for example?
Okay. I love the fact that you've mentioned that Livingstone is a big city. So because it's big, we cannot manage to be everywhere. So currently, the communities that we are focusing on, or that we have been focusing on, is the Zambezi ward and also surrounding communities just near the Dumbo area. So you'll find that this is not only the community that is affected by human-elephant wildlife. We also have Mukuni. The project that we are currently having in Zambezi ward and Dambwa, Linda, North Broad or Maramba, it's currently being funded by WCP. So which means in places like
WCP being
Wildlife Crime Prevention.
Okay.
Yeah. So you find that we have other places. Currently, we have extended our SET program, the Conservation Elephant Response Team, to Mukoni with the help of the funding from WWF. So that means with the coming in of funding, or with the coming in of other partners coming to help us in trying to mitigate human-elephant conflict, then we are able to extend. But as at now, we cannot manage to cover the whole lot of Livingstone. We are only limited to what we can manage and what our manpower can afford. And that is why you find that sometimes we have challenges where we are trying to mitigate. We have received a phone call, for example, from airport, but someone again has called from Dambwa. So you find there will be that challenge because even our manpower, it's Conservation and Tourism Society is still an emerging, it's still developing, it's still an organization that is trying to be big. So hopefully in the near future, we hope that we'll have maybe a lot more of vehicles, a lot more of manpower, so that we can have specific vehicles that can be stationed in different communities, that can be on the standby 24/7 in helping to specifically mitigate human-wildlife conflicts for a specific community. So we are currently also working with DNPW. So cats, what we do sometimes every Wednesdays, we go into the Mosotunya National Park where we go and remove some snare wires. So these snare wires are usually set up by poachers. So if you talk about snare wires, poachers going to the Mosotunya National Park. It's one of the smallest parks in Zambia. So you'll find that it's easily prone to poachers. So even the snares that we go to remove in the Mosotunya National Park, you find that sometimes we are able to remove up to 50 snares in a day, sometimes even 20 snares in a day. But we cannot do that alone. We have to work with DNPW, and they have been very helpful in giving us scouts to escort us in the Mosotunya National Park and remove the snare wires.
Okay. So just to understand your capacity a little bit more, how many vehicles do you have?
So currently we only have one that has been that was donated by Wildlife Crime Prevention.
Okay. How many members of staff and volunteers do you have?
So we have 7 in total, plus 1 operations manager, and also the board that help us in the running of our daily activities and planning.
Okay. Switching to another topic. Just a few weeks ago, we saw a post online of elephants eating plastics, and I believe it's from the dump site in Dumbo.
Yeah.
What are you as cats doing to try and help sort out that particular problem? Because the dump site is illegal. It's not an official dump site, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you talk about waste management, illegal disposing of waste by communities, I have a soft spot for that. So in Livingstone is also a place, or maybe the city is clean itself, the town area is clean, but when you come to communities like the Zambezi ward and also the places along FRA, you find that people will go there to dump their waste. So with that, even elephants, I can tell you, TK, that almost every night amongst our hot zones areas, elephants don't miss to be at the illegal dumping sites every day in the night, especially areas along the FRA. So elephants are attracted to the shima that people throw on those rubbish. So you find that in search for food, maybe there's a shima in a plastic, an elephant will go there and try to eat it. But that is what we are trying to educate communities to say, instead of disposing your waste in such a manner, you can actually do this and you save wildlife, because it has a lot of benefits. So what we have tried to do is that on World Cleanup Day, we gathered ourselves, and also we partnered with the Dumbo Warriors. I'll talk about who the Dumbo Warriors are later. So we partnered with the Dumbo Warriors, and we collected some plastic bottles, stuffed in some plastics, and just from the same illegal dumping site, and built up what we are calling an eco bin. So if you go that area, if you have time, you can pass through, just see what we did.
We will.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so you can pass through and see how we built. It's not so long or so high, but we are still under constructing it, and we are hoping that we can put up at least 4 in the same area, so that instead of people just throwing it down on the ground, at least they can throw it in the eco bin, and cats once in a while can go and collect that rubbish and dispose it off where it's supposed to be. Okay.
So just give us a little bit more information about the Dumbo Warriors. Who are they?
Okay. So at the Dumbo Warriors, this is a group of about 400 registered children. So with this group, how we came about with this group, it's a group of children, by the way. So how we came about with this group is that one day our set team was carrying out night patrols. So these night patrols, this is where they are going in communities, trying to see if elephants are going to go into the community and preventing them. Then we noticed that there was this group of children just near what we are calling the Dumbo lagoons, or the sewer ponds. So this place, it's just located right next to the Mosotunya National Park, and it has an outlet. Like, communities have put down the wire fence, and elephants, wildlife, sometimes they come out from the park going to the ponds in search of the cabbages that are found in the ponds. So you'll find that every day around 16 hours, these children strategically would go there and shout. And whenever they see an elephant coming out from the park, they shout, "Ule, ule." Others would stone them. And also, they kind of formed little gangs. You know, the way we have Chivolia, the way we've labeled Chivolia, to say Chivolia is
a terrible place.
Yeah.
Full of crime.
Yeah, and there are thugs, there are gangs, that's the same place. That was the case with that, where we said the children formed little gangs to say, for you to join this gang, you needed to touch the elephant. As terrible, as traumatizing as it may be, because this is a wild elephant that these children were touching. So if we touch the elephant, then you join their gang. So you find that we thought that this is not only disadvantaging the elephants, but also the children, because this can cause death. So what we did is we knew that the children would go there around 16 hours. So we strategically started going there around 16 hours. It was not easy at first, because they say, what can you tell us? You know, that kind of response. But we would go there, leave maybe our vehicle 3 meters away, so that they should not know that we are coming from cats. and they should not be afraid to talk to us. Then we befriended them. We made them our friends. After making them our friends, then we started engaging them in various activities. So if you look at the Dumbbell Warriors, we also have the Zambezi ward. We have a high rate of early pregnancies. So mostly it was also discovered that the children that go to the sewer ponds, other teens, those that are reaching puberty, would go there and wait for young boys or men just to come, and maybe that's their meeting point area, like the way we had lovers lane at Old.
Sure.
Yeah, so you'll find that with that we started going there just to educate them on conservation education, and also just to engage them in the general children's play activities like football, netball, teaching them how to make reusable pads, and also just to teach them about the general way of life, menstrual hygiene, early pregnancies, and so on.
Okay. In relation to the illegal dump site,
yeah,
we know there is Livingstone City Council.
Mm-hmm.
Is it involved in trying to solve this problem?
Okay.
Is the council involved in trying to solve this problem? Because they are the key stakeholder when it comes to that particular issue.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say maybe they are 60% involved, but also maybe they also lack some resources, because as it is, Livingstone, as you mentioned earlier, is a big city, but that is not an excuse to say maybe this is the reason why they should not be collecting waste. But I can encourage them to say they need to pull up their socks, see where illegal dumping areas are, and also create a relationship with the community. Like what we have done, we have what we call the CBU, Community Business Unit. So this, the Community Business Unit is a group of different community volunteers that have come together in order to help promote domestic tourism. By doing so, we have also involved them in recycling. So this is where we have encouraged them to say, okay, you go into the communities, collect the waste, plastic bottles, anything that is recyclable, and then try and sell it to waste masters. So we have connected them to waste masters. So as they collect that waste, they'll actually be seeing the value in it. So a Livingstone City Council also needs to pull up their socks. They need to, on the works that they are currently doing, they also need to see how they can create a direct relationship with the community members. Not to say that they are not doing anything, but also maybe they lack manpower, but communities can also help in helping them carry out their mandate.
Okay. So in conclusion, you know, everyone out there is very concerned about the human-animal conflict in Livingstone.
Yeah.
Especially the conflict between us, the humans, and the elephants. So I would like you to talk to every Zambian out there. What sort of help does Livingstone need to sort out this problem once and for all? As cats, what do you think Livingstone needs as help so that we solve this problem once and for all?
Okay. So that one, I'm going to say it as pretty and not as cats.
Okay, we can go with pretty.
Okay, thank you. So I really feel that we need to discourage the killing of the so-called problem elephants. So you'll find that community members now will put pressure on DNPW to say, no, there's an elephant in our community that is causing havoc. But without gathering much information, maybe without the communities understanding what a problem elephant also, and because of the pressure that is usually put on these relevant authorities, you find that maybe they are tempted to put it down. And the main reason of them doing so is maybe the communities, the pressure that they're putting on. It's not that they even want that problem elephant to be eliminated, but they want the meat that is coming out of that elephant. So you find that I would suggest that if there can be laws, policies that can be put up, okay, what is the definition of a problem elephant? What procedures are needed? Who is supposed to put down a problem elephant, and in what period? Because if you talk about elephants, almost every hour an elephant is killed in each country worldwide. So if you look at the rate at which these elephants are being killed in the near future, I'm scared to say that we might not have any elephants. So I feel like even when this so-called problem elephant is put down, at least the meat should not be given to community members. It should be burnt instantly. This will discourage the people. They'll say, even if we report that this is a problem elephant, we won't get anything. But if community members know that, okay, if we report to ZAWA, that if we report to DNPW that this is a problem elephant, if they put it down, then it's meat for us. So it will make them have that mindset to say whenever an elephant is put up, then it's free meat for us. And also, I would like to encourage tour operators, especially those operating within Livingstone. The people within Livingstone have developed so much hatred for this, for wildlife, because they do not know the importance of wildlife. Tour operators have come into our country, they are making huge sums of money, but they are not giving back to the communities, of which there is need for tour operators, any business that they're doing, in order to help give back to the community so that they should see the benefit of having this wildlife. TK, you're not going to tell someone to say, no, you conserve an elephant when there's nothing that you're benefiting from it. But if you say, okay, you people, you need to conserve wildlife, but because wildlife will bring about employment, and they're seeing it, maybe one member from their family is employed. Not you're just preaching about, no, conserve wildlife. Conserve wildlife. When the only stories that communities have is elephants killing people, elephants eating their food in their gardens. So there should be a relationship between people that are making money from the tourism sector in Zambia, especially Livingstone, with the vulnerable communities. This will help in creating that bond. People will learn to appreciate wildlife more.
So in summary, what you're saying is the communities should benefit from these natural resources.
Yes.
Because if they don't benefit, it will be hard for them to be part of the process of protecting them.
Yes.
Okay. Preeti, thank you so much for being with us. It's been a great interview we've had with you, and it's nice to know about what CATS is doing in Livingstone. We look forward to seeing more of what's going on with CATS today.
Thank you so much, Mizu Eco-Care, for visiting the Conservation and Tourism Society. We are happy that you actually came to find out about what the projects of CATS are. So thank you so much, and we hope in seeing you people covering more on conservation stories Zambia-wide. Thank you.
Most welcome, and thank you too. So, fellow environmentalists and conservationists, this is the data we've gotten from Preeti and CATS. Stay tuned as we continue to talk to different stakeholders in Livingstone. Bye.
Shalom, shalom.
Welcome back, fellow conservationists and mindset exchangers. We're still in Livingstone interacting with CATS, and I'm joined by Malambo and James. So I would like to get enlightened on their work. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. Thank you. I wanted to find out what does SET stands for and what's involved.
All right. So SET actually stands for CATS Elephant Response Team. So that's a team which is based on the ground 24 hours. So what we usually do on SET is, at first we started with sensitization, where we came out with flyers which have information about elephants at large, and also it has our contact number on it. So what we did is we did a door-to-door sensitization of issuing out those flyers and explaining more about elephant warning signs, of what they actually do before they actually charge against a human being. Then after giving out those flyers, we came to like encourage people so that they can call us instead of them using their own methods to like chase away an elephant. Yes. So since we started, I would say we've been receiving calls, and we launched a set in Livingstone in 2020, which is last year. And last year, I would say we had a successive year that we never recorded any deaths within those areas we were like.
Deaths by human beings or elephants?
Both human beings and elephants.
Okay.
Yes, so which is more like a plus
Yes.
to our project, yes.
So in terms of your sensitization with the community, was it house to house or they had community meetings?
What happened is it was during the COVID period, so we never had a chance to like congregate all of them together.
Yes.
So what we did is we did a door-to-door sensitization. Yeah.
You gentlemen are also involved in, is it bee harvesting or the honey harvesting? Help me understand that.
Basically, we are involved in beekeeping. That's
Okay.
our major aim. We want to keep bees and not necessarily the harvest. So the harvest just comes in as a plus.
Okay.
Yeah. So the initial idea is we want to use bees to deteriorate elephants from entering certain areas.
Oh, they don't like bees?
Yes, we are. So the project is under pilot. So we believe that bees do like chase away elephants due to their nature, the bee stinging, or even that's the sound of it.
Okay.
So you might be aware that elephants have got a very sensitive hearing sense of
Yes.
Yeah. So that's hearing also when it hears the bees.
The sound of bees.
Yes.
So irritating.
Yeah, it irritates the ears, then they go away. So that's just one method. Then also there is the bee stinging itself. So the plan is you connect one bee to the other using a wire, then round to a fence, which is like a hot zone. So when we have a hot zone that is being called by a lot of phone calls, like state like Malamba has spoken, then we identify that area as a hot zone. Then now we surround it with beehives. Yes, that's the initial idea.
So how long have you been running this particular project?
It's a year now. So we started last year, which is 2020. So which is clocking a year now.
What's been the experience in terms of deterring elephants from coming closer?
The experience has been both negative and positive. The positive part is we have managed to set up the beehives around the certain areas, and it has worked. But then when the weather changes, when it goes to a dry season, the bees now tend to have no flowers around, so they'll move away, then move to a certain area. So that hot zone now becomes a problem. So now that's a negative part that we were trying now to maybe find a way on how we can maintain bees in that hot zone. So that's just the other challenge that we're having. But otherwise, we've seen it work. So it's a workful project.
Yeah.
Yes.
Around your offices, I see some snares. Are you the team that actually dismounts these snares, or they're just placed here?
Actually, I would say we also do snare sweep like the other colleagues mentioned earlier on. So we had set up a day like Wednesday. So every Wednesday we go into the national park with an escort of an officer from the department. So we do like maybe 2 to 3 hours snare sweep, then collect all those traps which are set by poachers in the national park. So as you just mentioned that you've seen a few of them on our office, we have a display tower there.
Yeah.
So where we more like display and also issue out like lessons to people who visit our office.
Yeah.
To say this is what we are actually trying to stop in the coming times. Yeah.
Well, you gentlemen seem to be doing a very good job. So for the general public that is listening to this, what sort of help do you need to do your job even better?
Okay. Well, if you talk about snare sweep itself only, we need more volunteers for it. We need more people to work with us in the game park, because when you cover just a small area, like moving forward, you don't cover the other areas which are on the other sides. Yes. Yeah. So we do invite community members to come with us every Wednesday, like Malamba spoken.
Oh, it's open to the general public.
Yes, it's open to the general public. So that's one help that they can offer. So we pick them up wherever they are, and we go together in the snare sweep. Then afterwards, we drop them off. So maybe in terms of set, we also need like more vehicles. We are operating with only one vehicle at the moment. So we have situations where we are in Linda, for example. We are attending to a phone call there. Then we have another phone call whilst we're in Linda. So the phone call may be in India or there. So we have no option there apart from finishing up the job there. They later on move to the other.
And by the time you're moving there,
yeah, so they might already damage maybe the gardens or something like that. So that's another help that maybe we might need. Yeah, also more volunteers as well. Come with us on set. And
so how can one volunteer? How can they contact you, gentlemen?
Okay, so basically we even encourage the locals or the community to visit our office, even come on 1 or 2 patrols we do, so that we can teach them on some methods which we use, like deterring our elephants off their gardens and also their areas. So actually it's open to everyone. So if we can just like have more funding, as is mentioned, a vehicle, like a second vehicle, that will even make our job to be easier. Yes, because there's a lot of situations which happens. You're moving up and down. So in a mean process, simply because we don't have a second vehicle. So there are methods which we introduce to the community, like maybe chili bombs. So we do distribute chili to farmers who has like gardens. So we encourage them to like just maybe pick up some elephant dungs, mix it with a little bit of chili. As you know that an elephant uses sense of smelling and hearing. So when they are actually like walking approaching a garden, they will sniff that chili, which will choke them. So that chili will definitely deter them from entering a garden of the person. Then they'll use a different direction. So that method actually helps us as well. So we find that instead of us to like panic or rush to that point, that method we've taught them would have already like worked. So it also like reduces some like work overload on our part or our side.
So you said the community calls you when there's a need, there's a conflict. What number do they use? Will you share it with the public?
The number which we use like here in Livingstone, that's 0976 992099. That's the number.
All right. I almost forgot. I thought you forgot your phone number. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
All right, fellow environmentalists. This is where we end this conversation on, and you can contact them on that number. We'll share the number with you after this. Stay tuned.